Hi, my name's Pavel. I'm going to tell you how I defeated depression. First, a little introduction. I'm 40. For years, I struggled with multiple types of negativity, including depression, anxiety, shyness, loneliness, a feeling of social rejection, and a midlife crisis. Although materially I was doing fine in life, my mental health got progressively worse. The past few years turned out to be especially challenging, to the point where I couldn't see a reason to live anymore. Then everything changed in September last year. Because I felt like I didn't have any other choice, I trusted my heart for once and started a journey of self-care and introspection. I finally lifted the rug of my mind and started to discover all the dirt that I'd swept under it during the first 4 decades of my life. It felt like I was using my senses or my limbs for the first time in my life, and I had to learn everything from scratch. I succeeded. Now, 9 months later, I'm not only healed, I'm also stronger mentally and wiser. I now look at pessimism differently. I can face it and endure it or defeat it. I feel bliss on a daily basis. I'm truly happy. It turned out that healing was connected with something I can only describe as spiritual growth. The journey continues, and I can't even imagine where it's taking me. I'm going to share it with you on this channel. I'm going to briefly list some tips. I'll be talking about them in depth in other videos. First, stop mental self-harm. To a large degree, our negative mental state is caused by our own thoughts. In order to heal wounds, first you need to stop cutting yourself. You do it by stopping negative and pessimistic thoughts as much as you can. Make a habit of disagreeing with such thoughts whenever they appear, even if you truly believe them. You have to silence the so-called inner critic. Stop watching the news. You don't have to know all the negative events from around the world. Now, important one. There are some actions that work against negativity, like a shield or a force field. I noticed that once performed, the shield often stays up for many hours without any further maintenance. But it can also disappear or sort of become discharged in certain situations, like experiencing negativity through physical stimuli. It can get to us through other people, the news, and so on. So, how do you charge the shield? There's this thing called frozen effect. It's the chills you feel running down your spine from your neck. I noticed that whenever I have this sensation, my depression basically goes away for some time. Think about what causes that sensation for you. I'll list a few things that worked for me. Listening to music. Many people feel chills while listening to their favorite music tracks. My healing was also founded on unconditional love. When I think of compassion, I also often get emotional and it causes the chills for me. Once, I felt chills during a prayer. Best of all, I noticed I also get chills when I feel motivated and determined. I realized I had probably used this unknowingly during my first depression episode 13 years ago. I healed soon after that. Recently, I watched a testimony of a psychiatrist who worked with people who hear voices in their heads. He noticed that two other actions made the voices go away for some time, which may be related to the same thing I described here. I haven't tested them myself. The actions were electric shocks and snapping a rubber band on your wrist. Another thing that can discharge the shield is fear. That includes the fear of depression coming back and the fear that the methods above won't work anymore. You have to realize that at this point that you may have acquired something like PTSD from the trauma of depression. The fear is like a backdoor into your mind through your shield. You have to face that fear. You have to understand that depression is only temporary pain. It will go away, and it's also a lie. It doesn't represent reality. It's trying to deceive you about reality. You can endure it like you endure physical effort. Don't be afraid of it, just like you're not afraid of weights at the gym. Rooting out the fear cuts off the back door to your mind. Despite all of the above, we can't stop negativity from getting into our lives from time to time. It's also not always possible to feel touched or moved when you're emotionally unstable at the moment. Here comes the last stage of fighting negative mental states that I learned. Remember how I mentioned determination and motivation as a method of charging the shield earlier? Imagine depression as a grim person whispering pessimistic thoughts to you, and you're not able to silence them. Another thing you can do is actually meet them head on and respond to them with positive thoughts. You can tell them that it's not true that life is meaningless. You can act with courage. This is what I call faith, and it's a type of courage, meaning it's the opposite of fear. With it, fighting depression becomes like a gym workout, only for your mind. That's all I prepared for today. Thank you for your attention and see you later.